3 whole decades being with this earth, and it's crazy, but at the same time it's also so exciting. Probably the one path that I've been so excited about in my adult life has been my 30th, because I've been anticipating it, I've been waiting for it, I've been yearning for it. And now that it's 1 year or 1 month, it's actually 1 month away. And I'm really having these feelings of anticipation and excitement towards it. And it has also caused me to have a little bit of reflection on my 20s. So I want to share with you my lessons that I have learned all throughout my 20s. And if you're like in your 20s, definitely this might resonate with you a bit. But if you're out of your 20s and in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, please feel free to throw some gems in the comment section so we learn a thing or two from you. So these are my 10 lessons from my 20s. So my number 1 lesson is comparison is the thief of joy. I think the 20s, that's the time most of us finish high school. We go to uni, you finish your university, and then now you have to start getting a job, you get a car, start a family, whatever plans you have. Now the difference is when you were in school, you guys were like on the same level, like everyone is at the same level, there's not much competition. And then we get out of school, people start getting jobs, people start earning money, people change, people grow, they evolve, they stop being who you expected them to be. And that can be quite a shift. And sometimes the frustrations we have in our 20s is just around comparing ourselves with people we thought were on the same level as. And the lesson you need to take out of this is take your journey and take your course, because while your friend is developing at 24, 25 and their life is blowing up, you could have the same effect around your 20s and 29, and your friend might now, be on a down, on a slope or something. It doesn't always have to be that it ends up being bad, but just know the different things will happen at different times for all of you. So you will celebrate your success at 25, your friend will be celebrating theirs at 27, he will get married at 30, another friend is going to get married at 27. So because we're chasing the destinations we see people are getting to very quickly, we end up not enjoying the journey. And the 20s are like the time when you're still free. If you've not yet had a family, you're still by yourself, you still have a lot of time to discover a lot of things by yourself. But when you're distracted, focusing on people and what they have going on, you're going to waste so much time focusing on people's journeys instead of focusing on your own and evolving through that period. And another big one is stop looking for that. Like, don't even look for it. Don't yearn for it. Don't have so much anticipation around it. Instead, focus on loving yourself as much as possible. I think, there's just a period where everyone is, about getting someone else to find them, attractive and that type of thing. And it's such a waste of time, because you end up investing so much of yourself into this thing, and then you forget to pour into your own self. Now, the difference is whenever you meet people, they'll value you based on your own value that you have for your own self. So focus on filling your cup, focusing on discovering yourself, engaging yourself in things that you love, find hobbies that you love, find some structure for your life, and get things together for yourself before you involve someone else into your life. Because the challenge is, what happens to us, most especially like women, when we make people, our lives pause and we kind of feed into their life, we invest into their life so much. So it's even tougher if you spend so much of your time not investing in yourself and looking for something to invest in. You'll find yourself empty and you'll just be running dry. So don't look for it. Instead, look for it inside of you and cultivate it within yourself first. How do I say this? The perfection doesn't exist. Yeah, if you're trying to look for a perfect life, I think I spent quite a time waiting for the period when everything would be okay. Like, I just thought, work hard, like make sure you get like a stable life and everything will be fine. No, it doesn't. Like, I think once you get to, someone said that if you find an adult chilling and they're relaxing and they're not doing anything, it doesn't mean that they don't have things to do. It means that they have decided to block out anything that could stress them at that time, and they decided to just have a moment to breathe. So the truth is, life doesn't stop. It even like gets worse. It comes at you like at different levels. So if you're looking for perfection, it's going to be so exhausting for you. You need to just stop. Just take life as it is. It's not going to be nice. People are not going to be perfect. And please don't put that expectation on people. Don't put that expectation on your kids, because they were born to give you a little bit of stress, to force you out of your comfort zone, and to help you to develop some great characteristics as a human being. So don't wait for life to get perfect at all, because it's never going to happen. And then your happiness is your own responsibility. And that, I think, relates somehow to finding love. Like, if you're looking for people to give you happiness, if you're looking for people to give you joy, if you are waiting for things to give you happiness, you're doomed. I kid you not, you're doomed, because things will not make you happy. You'll work so hard, you'll say, maybe I'll be happy when I buy a car. You'll buy a car, and one day you'll be sobbing in your car. Yeah, you'll think, maybe I need to buy a house. You'll buy a house, you'll get home, you'll be stressed, and you'll just sit in a corner of that very big house that you bought. You can choose to find joy in small things. You can choose to be grateful every day. You can choose you can choose what your triggers are. You don't have to be triggered by each and everything. I think sometimes we forget that we have power over all situations. You could literally be in the same situation with someone. They could be angry and you could be laughing, and you could be smiling. So there's a different mindset you have to create for yourself, just to create intentional happiness for yourself. Whether you have a family, whether you have kids, whether you're single, irregardless of the stage that you are at in life, happiness is really your choice. So when you wake up in the morning, sometimes, and I think this is a rule I developed for myself this year, was I do not want my happiness or my joy to be influenced by the conditions of others. Yeah. For instance, if I walk out of the door and I told myself, today I want to be happy, yeah, I'll look for the things that give me joy, and the things that don't, I'll literally put them on the back burner, just so they don't contaminate the space that I've tried to build around myself. So you really have to be intentional about that. Otherwise, life is going to constantly throw things at you. And if you're just moving with the tide, your mood is just also going to be moving with the tide. And that is really exhausting. And in terms of growth, becoming a better version of yourself is going to be a journey. I think it's okay to find things that you feel like they're not okay with you and for you. It's okay to see characteristics about yourself that you want to change. You could also be living a type of lifestyle that you want to change. You could have it could even be, how you dress, whatever it is. Definitely growth and change, yeah? It has to be intentional. So if you feel like you're in a space that you don't like, if you don't like where you are at financially, you can change that. You can work towards having maybe like better finances, or better credit, or a better lifestyle. You definitely can, but it's not going to happen overnight. So sometimes we get so antsy, and then we want to make irrational decisions. Those are people who are running into NFTs, cryptocurrencies. You have no idea how they work. You have no knowledge behind it, but just the desperation to be able to, have that flip in your life it can be nerve-wracking, and it can cause you to make some really bad choices. So just be mindful that, me changing my life is going to take a while. It's going to be a journey. It's not going to be all nice and floral just because, it's a good change you want to make. Yeah, it takes a while. So invest, in terms of knowledge, invest in the circle of people that you put around yourself, because then that will also be, it will be good influence for where you want to go. So if you want to be better, invest in being around people who are better. Invest in being in circles of people who are better, places that have people who are much better than you, so that you are constantly in a learning process and you don't stop exactly where you are. But don't, you know what I mean. Definitely always a person with more problems than you have. If you're beating yourself up right now, feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world, you're going through some difficult times. It could be finances, it could be family, it could be anything. It could even be an illness. And I don't say this to sound insensitive, but there's always someone out there who's having it worse than you. So you need to make a deliberate effort every day to find something that is, something that is positive about your life. And it could even go all the way as writing it down, because sometimes when we're in our heads, it's difficult for us to visualize, how we feel about things. So if you need to be intentional every day, to get a piece of paper and write that one thing that you're grateful for, it will keep you on a pace of looking for the positives in life. Otherwise, you can really sink so deep thinking about negative things and focusing on all the bad things happening that you miss out on the good. And I don't want that for you. Stop worrying about the future entirely. You have no control over it. You're not going to change it. And if you worry hard about it, that's not the effort that you need to change it. But at some point, you need to learn to just let life evolve. 20 years ago, I didn't know who I was going to become. I don't even know who this is. I'm still trying to discover who I am every day. So if you're stuck up, in trying to control things, it's going to be really overburdening for yourself. Then this one is a personal favorite of mine. Learn to enjoy your own company. There's nothing as good as being able to be by yourself and still be able to have a good time, because most of us, we don't even know how to do that. Most of us can't stay by ourselves for a very long time. And I think there was also a time when I couldn't sit by myself for way too long, because everything I was trying to dodge would just come back at me, and it was quite painful. But then it also allowed me to deal with things that were my triggers. It allowed me to deal with my own pain and to take care of my mind so that I'm healthy. And now that I'm in a much better space, I do not mind being by myself. So it's definitely a practice you need to have. And being by yourself doesn't mean you just need to be sitting doing nothing and looking bored and sad. It can be you trying out different things by yourself. I like people, at least like a trend of people who are doing things like going out for breakfast by themselves, and that's quite nice. So try out, what do you like? What do you enjoy? Try out a new thing. Go for a trip. Do anything that you feel like you want to dip yourself into, and see what that works out for you. The more you enjoy your own company, it doesn't matter who is around you or not around you. You will not always feel a deficit of I don't have anyone. Regardless of whether you have people around you or not, you'll always be fine. So you need to have that balance. And we're almost getting to the last one. So the second last one is laugh at yourself sometimes. Life is not that serious, If you fell down, if you're really bitter and you have a lot of pain in your heart, you will quarrel, you will be annoyed, and you'll take it out on anyone who is near or around you. So the most important thing is, don't take life too seriously, enjoy a good joke, enjoy a good laugh, embrace the things that, bring light and fun to you. Don't be so serious and so cold. Even if it's work, there are ways to be able to be professional, but happy, Still about this very last one. This is the key one. Learn to say no. Don't feel bad when you say no to people, because saying no sometimes is a way to draw your own boundaries. It's a way to make sure that you remain joyful and happy without people stealing your joy. And it's also a way to just don't let people take advantage of you. So if you're in a situation and you keep on saying yes and yes and yes and yes, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to be tired, and you're also going to underdeliver, because you're not going to meet all the expectations of everyone who is seeking your support and seeking your help. So if you feel like, I can't be able to do this, it's okay. You say no, people won't die, they'll still be alive. You just have to say no and mean it. Otherwise, don't overburden yourself. So those are some of the 10 lessons that I've learned in my 20s, and I'm probably going to carry them into my 30s and my 40s and my 50s. But I'm sure you have also experienced your own lessons in life, regardless of what age you are at right now, and I would really love to hear them with you. And just share them with us here in the comment section, because we're all learning together. Now, if you like this type of content, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then share it with a friend. It will go a long way. And then also the algorithm will make sure that this type of content reaches the people that need it the most. So thank you for watching. Until next time.